Hi, my name is Cameron Carlson with AnimeLocation.tv. I'm here at Ohayocon 2023 with Mr. Keith Silverstein. How you doing?
I'm fantastic. Thank you so much.
So starting things off, how did you get started in the world of entertainment?
World of entertainment. I think I always knew I was going to be part of the world of entertainment because the rest of the world never appealed to me. The question was, what was I going to do? So, as a kid, I was always doing little, plays for the family and stuff. In school, I started taking theater and choir and dance. I used to spin on my head back in the day when the breakdance phase was at its highest.
Yeah.
Yeah. You may be able to search out some videos of
these with his brothers. It was really cool. So
Dante.
Dante.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
I was trying to mix the. I was like. Those names don't work for me.
Yeah.
Hang on.
Sorry. I interview a lot of you guys.
No, it's all good. So we'll keep you honest for camera. Do the same for me, please.
So
my mistakes are intentional, including that one.
So going into way back Time Machine, you worked on a very progressive show called Paradise Kiss. What was it like working on that show, considering it was one of the few prominent LGBT shows given the early 2000s?
Well, listen, I don't know that where my awareness level was at that point. This was really, you really dug. You went back in the time machine, like you said, on that one.
Thanks, IMDb.
That was really early in my career, and honestly, I was very happy just to be working on anything at that point whatsoever. So I don't know that I had the big picture, and I've never seen the entire series either. So looking back with you telling me that, of course, I think that's wonderful.
Yeah.
I think all representation matters a lot. It all needs to be out there. We need to see everything. So looking back, I think it's a great thing and good on Paradise Kiss for doing that. But if I'm being totally honest, I was just, oh, cool, I get to play this old man over here and this young guy over there and this, because I think I just did mainly background characters on that one.
Hey, Walla's Walla.
Oh, no, I'm happy to work on anything for sure. I'll play a rock. I don't care. Sounds good.
I'm a geologist, so that's fine. You can play a rock all you want. I can tell if it's igneous or sedimentary. So you also happen to be currently working on the 5th season of the Miraculous Tales of Ladybug and Cat Noir. How's it going for you guys?
I'm sorry. The title is actually Miraculous Tales of Hawkmoth. I don't know. I think some of your research went askew.
So what's it like working on the 5th season of the show?
That show is an absolute dream.
Yeah.
It's really difficult to compare it to anything else. There is such a huge amount of the population that have grown up and are continuing to grow up on this show that I think it's going to be one of the shows that lingers in a good way with me for all eternity. So I love it. I couldn't love the show more. It's been a blessing.
Yeah, dude, we talked to a lot of your co-stars on that, and it's so much fun when we get a chance to talk to all you guys, because I still have, fans that are 35, 36 years old that love that show, so I think it's a really fun show for people to watch.
Yeah, it's an amazing fan base, and I get all my anger out on that show, too, so...
So, what's really crazy and really fun is you got to work on Sky Brother Force with Ray Chase. That is a really awesome creative project. It takes you back to the old radio dramas, but then with the twist of, hey, it's a whole bunch of nerds from anime doing a radio drama. What were you guys like when you're in the recording booth and he's like, all right, you got to do this, you got to do that, you got to make it believe about it. So what was it like working at Sky Brother Force?
Well, here's the interesting thing about Sky Brother Force. At least it was my experience, and I assume it was quite a few of the actors' experience. This was in the height of the pandemic.
Okay.
And we basically signed on to this project, kind of sight unseen, like, yeah, we'll do this, whatever. Sounds like fun, let's totally do it. And then, at least for me, I got my scripts just kind of emailed to me, and it was just go. Give me 3 takes of each, send it in.
Oh, wow.
So there was no interaction in the sense that you're speaking, which is very common, of course, in working on anything, but not in this one. It was like, here's my 3 takes, and then that's it. That's all I ever heard about it. I realize it's out, and I did hear some of it, but that was it. It wasn't a whole bunch of back and forth kind of thing. I think they just took it on themselves to kind of write it, create it, ask all their friends to, hey, will you be in this? Will you do this? And then put it all together in the end. So it's very different than other shows in that sense, the way that it was created. So.
I won't lie, man. I listened to that sucker all throughout March of last year, February. I loved every episode that you guys did. I am totally in on a second season if we ever get it.
Nice.
And, I've heard some debates of what we're going to do for a second season. I'm like, no. You got to keep it that radio play, man. That radio play is perfect format.
Well, just know we were all in different places at different times, none of us hearing each other. So they compiled it like a big puzzle.
Yeah. Well, they did a great job. So another fun role you got to work on is the Deep Sea King and One Punch Man. How much fun was it to really work on that show? And, we hope to have your character, obviously the Deep Sea King's not going to come back, but hopefully he'll come back for another character.
Yeah.
But, we got Season 3 got announced, so we're hoping for some more Keith Silverstein and One Punch Man.
Well, look, I can only hope as well. That sounds great to me. First time hearing it was announced, so but yeah, I figure my character's done. But he was a blast. I that show I have watched, and I get the premise of it. So I was very excited to have a character that lasted 2 episodes.
Yeah, that's true.
Because well, we know what the theme is. I'm early on. I'm like, yeah, everybody goes, oh, I'm really tough. Look at me, boom, and they're gone. Yeah. So 2 episodes, I was like, yes, it was a fun character. Interesting note on that one. I recorded for my first session on that. And came back the next day, and they told me, hey, can you alter your character voice just a little bit? Because now Ray Chase is coming. I think it was Ray. Yeah. And your character sounds a little too much like that character. I mean, not that I had heard that or he had heard mine or anything. Right. So it was done totally separately. And I was like, yeah, sure. So we altered. I can't remember where it was exactly to start, but we altered it a little bit, and that's what we ended up with. But he was a lot of fun, I think, because he had 2 modes. He had, once the rain comes in, he gets a little deeper, darker, growlier, and I got to play with that vocally as well. So
well, it made a lasting impression on me. To be completely honest with you, I have both seasons, so I can totally pick up on when you guys. Not 100%, but I can totally tell when things get a little strange and weird and vocally change. So it's a lot of fun. So speaking of a show that's new season coming out is Vinland Saga, which as the time of the recording of this has had a 2nd season coming out right now. What's the fan reaction been to that? I mean, you guys got a lot of praise for that show with the 1st season. So now we got the 2nd one getting going. So what's it like? I mean, it's the talk of the town sometimes on certain podcasts. Yeah. Okay.
Well, that is actually news to me, which is cool to know. I'm glad people are receiving it well. It was incredible to work on. The thing is, I do a lot of cons, and that is where I usually get feedback. And I haven't got the feedback on that series yet. Now that's not strange though, because I work a lot. I work on a lot of different shows, and so there are tons. It's usually the same 5, 6, 7, 8 shows and games that I get a lot of feedback on. I'm always happy to hear that people are receiving something well. I had a great time. I had there was a nice fun low spot that I was resting in for it was Floki, right? Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. It's one of those I haven't heard yet. I'm looking forward to it. Hopefully, now that you've mentioned it, it'll be like once you see a spider when you're out camping, you're like, oh, and there's another, and there's another. So maybe at this point I'll hear it everywhere, which would be great. But if people are enjoying it, that's fantastic.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't seen it myself personally because I prefer to buy versus stream. Right. So I haven't had the opportunity to buy it yet, so that's the thing. So you're also credited with a lot of video games as an additional voice providing background for voices or monster voices. How do you keep your voice in such good shape? We talk to a lot of voice actors, and they talk about the honey and the tea, the milk and the honey, and warm water versus cold water, blah blah blah. So obviously, with your unique vocal range, how do you make sure you keep it in a good mode?
There's a few things I do, and I've started to do more and more as I get older. I notice I used to bounce back a different way, and I don't so much anymore. Honestly, I don't. So I don't get any. Oh, hold on, this is important. Okay, well it's not that important, but yeah, we're opening soon. Got it. All right. So I do a few things. One of the things is I don't eat after. Generally speaking, I don't eat after 7 p.m.
Interesting.
Yep, you don't get I get a tiny bit of reflux if I eat the wrong things, and it's really just it's just lying down while you're digesting. You get a little acid that will sit here. That's not so good to sit for 8 hours on your vocal cords. Yeah. So I don't do that. I watch what I eat later in the day. I don't do dairy personally. It's kind of plugs me up nose-wise and stuff like that. So I don't really do that. I do honey, and there's another thing I can't remember. There's a Chinese honey type of thing. Yeah. I always forget what it's called, but I throw that in my tea. Yeah, that stuff is fantastic. So I do that. I do vocal warm-ups before I get going, and sometimes you just gotta detox, and if you have a chance to not talk for a while, sometimes you have to take that opportunity, and you have to plan it out on occasion. So there are times where I go, okay, I'm in a con now, so I'll Monday morning do as little as possible, as much as I can. I try not to schedule a session for first thing Monday morning if I can help it.
Off the plane and everything.
And if I know that's coming, then even at a convention, I've got to pull back on doing the character voices for too many people. I mean, if I have 300 people here and I do Torbjorn 300 times, that's a session. That's a strong session. Yeah. So I have to watch all those things.
And a dry air environment too.
Sure.
Yeah. So that makes another big deal.
And keep hydrated is the number one.
Yeah. Alrighty, well, we're going to wrap things up. Quick question.
Yeah.
We always know that you guys are under NDA, and we understand that and respect that. But is there any projects that are currently not under NDA that we didn't discuss that you want fans to check out?
Ooh, is there? That's a question. We're always like, it's not out yet. I don't know, but I know there are a lot of things in the can right now that I'm very excited about. So yeah, I don't know what I can talk about, so I don't want to do any of that. But just trust me, I've been working. There's a lot just from last year that still has not been released yet. That I put a lot of hard work into, so I'm excited about those. And then I'm currently working on some stuff that I would love to tell you about right now, but we'll just have to wait.
Alrighty, man. And real quick, where can we check you out online, like for social media? And then what would you like to say to all the wonderful fans that have been keeping up with you through all these many years?
Yeah, I'm mainly on Instagram, which I think I'm just Keith Silverstein on Instagram. On Twitter, I'm at SilverTalkie,
Yes.
Talkie. So check me out there. Mostly I'm going to be there. I don't do as much on Facebook. TikTok, man, that sucks you in. I try to steer it a little clear. But I am on. You can find me on TikTok, too. And then, yeah, to the fans, listen, this has been and continues to be an absolutely incredible ride. I got into this to do what I love doing. Yeah. And you're in a small little booth. You're not thinking about the rest of the world. You're thinking about what's in front of you. I want to please myself with the performance. I want to please the director. I want to please whatever producers and writers and representatives are here. But the fact that anybody pays attention and knows who I am and goes, oh, you play this and this and this, will always be mind-blowing to me. So it's icing on the top of what's already an amazing cake of doing what I love, and you are all very, very, very much appreciated, and every compliment I take to heart. So thank you.
Keith, it's been wonderful to meet you, my friend. Thank you so much for coming out and hanging out with me today. Thank you so much.
It's been a pleasure.